Hello 5th and 6th grade, and welcome back to our YouTube channel. We are going to start off with Lesson 1, Human Impact on the Environment. So to get started, we have our Do Know question. How do humans impact our planet? What I want you to do is pause the video, take 3 minutes to comment below your answer to the following question. How do humans impact our planet? And in your answer, I want you to list one positive way and one negative way we impact our planet. So go ahead, pause the video, take a few minutes to write your answer, and then come back. Welcome back. So what we are going to do first is talk about ecosystems. What is an ecosystem? I know we talked about it a lot while we were in school, but here is a refresher. An ecosystem is a group of living organisms and non-living things that interact within the same area. So if New Orleans is an ecosystem, what are some examples of living and non-living things that exist here? On the left-hand side of the slide, you can see that some examples of living things are us, the trees in the park, the cat down the street, the bugs in the dirt, and all organisms. Some examples of non-living things are the pavement, the Mississippi River, the rocks, the ponds and streams, and the sun. How you can tell if something is non-living is typically, does it need to eat? Does it need to take in nutrients? Does it require sun, water, a place to live? Does it grow? If it doesn't meet any of those, it usually is a non-living thing. Now I want you to take a moment to pause the video and think about what you see in this ecosystem. What things do you see that are living? What things do you see that are non-living? So if I were to answer that question, I would say that some things that I see that are living are the fish in the river, the trees, the plants, the flowers. There seems to be a moose or some sort of animal on the edge. The things that I see are non-living is the water, the rocks, and the mountains. So regardless if something is living or non-living, everything works together. All living and non-living things work together within our ecosystem. Each of these things belong to different systems or spheres. There are 4 spheres on our planet listed in the table below. I know that 5th grade covered this very well and they are experts, but here's a bit of a refresher for 6th grade. So the first sphere is the biosphere. All living things and organisms on Earth exist within the biosphere. The next sphere is the hydrosphere. That's all of the water on the planet Earth. The next sphere is the geosphere, which is all of the rocks on the Earth. And the last sphere is the atmosphere, which is all of the gas on Earth. Congratulations, you have made it to your check for understanding. So what I want you to do is again, pause the video, take 5 minutes to answer the question at the bottom in the comment section below, and unpause and continue our learning. So the question is, look at the photo and describe how the biosphere may work with the hydrosphere. As we know, the biosphere is the part of the Earth that includes all living things, and the hydrosphere is the part of the Earth that includes all of planet's water. So how do you think those two systems might work together? So take a moment, pause the video, and write your answer in the comment section below. Now we are going to talk about one sphere in particular, the hydrosphere, which, like we said, contains all of the water on Earth. There are 2 types of water, fresh water and salt water. Now we know that we drink fresh water and we cannot drink salt water. Salt water is not good for our system. If we drink it, we will get very sick. Fresh water makes up about 3% of the water on Earth, and salt water makes up about 97% of the water on Earth. So where can we find each of these types of water? You can find fresh water in ponds, lakes, streams, and you can find salt water in the oceans and seas. You can also see this in the picture to the right on the slide, where it talks about what kind of water we have on Earth. what kind of fresh water we have on Earth, and what and where you can find this fresh water. So what can we drink? Where is fresh water found? So fresh water is found in surface water, which is water that's on the surface. So lakes, streams, ponds, swamps, rivers, and more. That is 1% of fresh water. Groundwater, which is water that is below the ground, makes up 30% of fresh water on Earth. The rest of the fresh water, which is 69%, can be found in glaciers. So if, again, you look to the right of the slide, you can see why do we need to save water? So if we have so much water on Earth, why do we need to save it? Water is a resource. Living things use water every day. We need it to survive. There are two types of resources, renewable and non-renewable. Water is a renewable resource. It can be used again. It just takes a long time. Why is water in trouble? Water can be used too quickly by a small group of people, keeping it from others who need it. Also, water is being polluted by many different things every day, which makes that water unusable. So we just mentioned that water is a resource. What are resources? A resource is something that you use that has value to you. Water is a resource, electricity is a resource, food is a resource. Resources that come from the earth are called natural resources, which are really helpful to us and other organisms that live here. Unfortunately, humans are using many resources too quickly, and this is harming the other organisms in our communities and ecosystems. So what kind of impact can humans have? So if a company spills waste or toxins into the water becomes undrinkable. Animals and other populations of humans are unable to use this water to drink or to clean, and plants aren't able to take in this water and use it as a resource or as nutrients. Then these populations can have health issues since they don't have access to clean water. They can lack nutrients since they aren't able to drink clean water, and several other issues on top of that. So to further explore natural resources and how important they are, we're going to do an activity. So how we can go about this is you're going to follow the steps on this slide to learn more about resources. First things first, you're going to get a piece of paper. If you want to have more fun with the activity, you could also use a bag of chips or a bag of candy. You're going to take the paper or food and observe it. How much is there? If you have a small bag of candy, maybe you have 20 pieces of Skittles, or you have a full piece of paper, or you have 20 chips. Is that enough for you? Could you share? So if your sibling or your mom or your dad or your grandma or aunt or uncle came up to you and said, "Hey, can I have some?" Would you be able to give them some? Now, eat some of your snack or rip a piece of the paper. How much is left? How much is left after you gave some away? Keep ripping or eating your snack until only a small piece is left. Is there enough to share with your family and friends? Is that enough for even you? When we consume resources too quickly, as we saw when we were ripping our paper or eating our candy, there is not enough left for everyone. That is why not everyone in the world has access to fresh water or food to put on the table, because as a planet we are using our resources too quickly. There are small things we can do every day to conserve or save our planet's resources. So if you look at the picture to the left, you can see that there are many different things that we can do that are really helpful, help save resources, and will help out other people and other organisms in our communities. So I hope you've enjoyed this lesson. We have our exit ticket, which is your last comment in the comment section. What you're going to do is you're going to pause the video, read through the question, take about 5 minutes to answer, comment it, and then come back and finish the video. So don't forget to answer each of the questions in the comment section below. I want you to take 5 minutes to answer the exit ticket. And the questions are, what is an example of a resource that humans have used too much of? How are other populations negatively impacted by this? So how are plants, animals, other people impacted by this? And how do we save that resource? We talked a lot today about water. That would be an excellent example to use. So go ahead, pause the video, comment your exit ticket answer, and then come back for our final thoughts. All right, thank you so much. You've come to the end of our video. Congratulations. What you're going to do now is if you have any questions or concerns, you can watch the video on the left, Welcome to the Neighborhood, resources from our favorite channel, Crash Course Kids. And to receive full credit, complete the assignment on mobymax, which is natural resources, and take the lesson test, also natural resources, by Monday. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I look forward to seeing your comments. Have a good one.